Good morning, everybody. I am so excited about today. I love 4th of July. I don't know what it is about 4th of July, but it's such a great day of celebration. And it's such a casual day of celebration. It's the day when we're having, barbecues and we're really celebrating our independence from Great Britain way back when in 1776. And the actual date of 4th of July was actually July 2nd. I read a little bit about it in Wikipedia. I thought, if I'm going to talk about the 4th of July, I better brush up on my history. Some of you that know me know that history was not my strength, but English was. So most likely you won't hear me using any improper phrases as I talk today. But 4th of July is such a special day. There's parades this morning, barbecues. You can just smell the grill, and it's going to be a really special day today. A lot of us will watch fireworks tonight, and either sit from afar and watch, or be in some crazy traffic to go someplace where we can to see them. And I'm going to jump in here today. I've got kind of a fun day, something kind of different than the normal training. And it's something that I've been doing personally, and I know it's changed a lot for me in terms of the way I think and the way that I move throughout my life. And a lot of this comes from work that I've done recently by reading Joe Dispenza's work and really loving the process of learning and doing something new. So let me share my screen here with you guys. 1 second. Oops, hang on. Back to the Zoom here. Here we go. Technical difficulty there for a second. That wouldn't be fun. Okay, so 4th of July. So today I want to start out by talking about gratitude. And I have to say, I am grateful for you, Annie Schwartz, who gets up and does a Zoom like this every single morning. And Annie starts her Zoom every single morning with gratitude, and I've kind of stolen this from her. But what a great way to start the day, to be in gratitude for not only what we have today right in front of us, but to be grateful for the things that we don't have. And on 4th of July, I'm incredibly grateful, right, that we have our colonies, 13 colonies, broke off from Great Britain, or we broke off from Great Britain and became the 13 colonies that eventually became the United States of America. And had that not happened, if you think about it, many of us wouldn't be here. Just like things that happen in our life and slight edge things, that decisions that we make are really big crosses in the road for us. What is it that we're doing today that would change the outcome and the destiny of our life really forever? And that's kind of what this is about, because had not our history happened back in 1776, had we not gained independence from Great Britain, many of us would not be here. Who knows what if we ever would have been born into this world and had a life, right? So every single thing that we do counts, and we sometimes don't think about that, but it's really, really, really true. In our industry, this is a crazy, amazing statistic. 79 million people are going to start a home-based business in the next 5 years. And this is a big, big deal, guys. If you haven't taken the time to read the U Economy, take some time to look at that. When you read it, you really realize that people no longer want to work 8 to faint. They no longer want to work that corporate job. They no longer want to sit in that cubicle and work for someone else, building someone else's dreams, where somebody else really gets to decide, what are you worth? We are going to pay you a salary based on what we believe your worth is. And I don't know about you guys, but my worth is unlimited. I really feel like, and I realize that's so empowering to work with a company who really has the sky as the limit in terms of what we can make here. And I'm living proof of that. I have no special talents that any of you don't have. Many of you know I didn't even go to college. I feel sometimes like I started with quite a deficit here when I started this business. And this isn't really about me today. Really, it's about you. It's about what is it that you want, right? What is it that you want? Are you dreaming big enough? Are you thinking about what it is and where you're going, what you want for your family, or are you a little bit like I was when I got started here, kind of stuck, kind of feeling like, I'm just working, trying to make ends meet, trying to pay the bills. I really stopped dreaming. I stopped thinking about what it is that I wanted, but 79 million people are going to start some kind of home-based business. They're going to move into a more entrepreneurial state, and they're looking for something, right? And we see the evidence of this because we've got Uber and we've got Etsy and we've got people making money on eBay and just doing all kinds of different things so that they can either create an additional income or replace lost income in some cases, right? And I think about it all the time. I wish I would have had something like this when I was in my 20s and 30s and raising my son as a single mom. How great to have something where I could have spent more time with him. And so 79 million people are going to start a home-based business in the next 5 years. We already know we've got the greatest business ever. We know that. The evidence of that obviously is that we've done, somewhere between 1.5 billion and 2 billion in sales, right? I was talking to Deb Hayes the other day and I said, what is the number? What is the number that I could actually say? What is the number that I could actually use? And she said, I think we've done between 1.8 and 1.9 billion. I heard Jeff Olson say 1.5 billion. Whatever it is, it's a lot. We have proven it, right? We've proven it. We've got the science. We've got the exclusivity. We've got the barrier of entry. We've got products that work, thousands and thousands and thousands of before and after pictures. Nobody gets to decide whether or not the products work. We do. We have an opportunity of a lifetime. And so many of us here are distracted. And distraction and excuses really are the number one thing that's stopping you in this business. And so today I want to talk about dreaming. I want to talk about daring to dream. Why are you here, for crying out loud? What is it that you want? I am very, very visual. You guys hear me talk about vision boards. Many of you who've been in my office have seen my vision board. I have a vision board that I've had for several years, you guys, and 3/4 of the things on my vision board have come true. And it's because I'm intentional. It's because I look at images before I go to bed at night and in the morning when I get up. And I know through the work that I've been doing with Dr. Joe Dispenza that I'm not actually going to a doctor's office, for those of you who don't know who he is. Although I wish I could go to his doctor's office. He's really a brilliant man. He's written several books. He actually did the movie, What the Bleep Do We Know? It's an older movie. And from that movie and that documentary, his life's work is all about the science of the brain and how you can reprogram your brain through neuroscience to do whatever it is that you want to do. But we know that when you take a clear intention and you marry it with an elevated emotion, that it changes the chemistry of the brain. It changes actually the DNA of the brain. And so I actually have many of the slides that you're going to see here that I put to music, because as I look at these slides and I listen to music, the music elevates my emotion. And so everything that I do begins with where I want to go. Where do you want to go? Are you dreaming? This is a castle in Germany, and it's the Oberhofen Castle. And I think, where would I want to go? What would you do if you had all the time and all the money in the world? Lately, I've been looking at images in Germany. We're opening in Europe. Where will we be opening, right? I've been looking at a lot of images in Germany. This is another image of Germany, but look at how vivid the colors are. Look at the night lights, and the photography here is absolutely beautiful. But I can see myself on that balcony. I really want to walk down those stairs and see what it's like to stand at the water's edge. And I visualize and I look at these images. This one's of Cuba. Look at the colors, how vivid and beautiful they are. The opportunity to go to a country that hasn't been open for many, many years. It hasn't been a place where we could travel freely. Someday I want to go to Cuba. What about Russia? What about some of the finest museums in the world? And, tiles and inlays and hand-painted ceilings. Michelangelo, right? the Louvre? What about some of the most amazing places in the world? And because of the vivid pictures here, I can actually stand, I can smell what these museums must smell like, the old art that you get to see. What about Switzerland, the Matterhorn? Many of us have seen it at Disneyland. Some of us, we drive up and down the 5 freeway and we can actually see the Matterhorn from Disneyland from afar. But what does it look like in person, right? This is fall, obviously. What does it look like? And look at the mirror image of the mountain that you see on the lake. Where do you want to go? What do you want to see? Another image of Switzerland. I've never been there, but it is absolutely 100% on my bucket list. Where would you live? What if you had the ability to go anywhere, to do anything, to dream about where you would live? What kind of house would it be? Would it be a penthouse in Miami? Would it be stark and contemporary? Would this just be a place where you could get away, to smell the ocean breeze, to feel the heat on your skin, to feel the salt spray? What would it be like? How about this one? Does this appeal to you? These are all images that I love. These are images that I look at every single day. And I do because I'm creating what I want my future to look like. And so many of us have stopped dreaming. Infinity pool. I'm dreaming of redoing my backyard. I'm looking at infinity pools and thinking, what would it be like if the infinity pool went off into the golf course? And what would it look like? And visualizing an infinity pool overlooking the golf course. And how many people, how many of you could I invite? If I had my whole team come here, how many people could I fit? And what would a beautiful party look like? This is of the desert, but I can feel the dry heat, right? Look at this image and the twinkling night lights in the background. I someday want to have a horse. I'd like to have a horse ranch. How about you guys? Do you like animals? Do you want a dog? I know Teresa Walbrant got a puppy recently, and that puppy's going to be already is a teenager. I've barely spent any time with that puppy. But, this is actually an image of Mexico. Just an image of a yard in Mexico overlooking the water. But how cool would that be? I don't know. How great would it have to have this ranch in the mountains, right? And this is, clearly the snow melting in Colorado, and this is a beautiful ranch that I see. But what about a really, incredible equestrian, beautiful barn, right? Just clean, and what would it be like to have, a horse that looked like this, right? Something more like a show horse. But what about a log cabin for you guys? The mountains. This to me feels so pristine. Does this appeal to you? I love to ski. My husband and I love to ski. This is a dream home in Deer Valley, right? Enough room for everybody, because my big vision is that I can invite lots of people to come be part of that. Do you want to be alone? Do you want to be secluded? Do you want to be away from everything? I hope some of you are laughing at this one, right? Do you want your bird's nest? Look at this image. It's just so fabulous. African safari. Do you want to take your family there? What would that look like? What would that be like? What would it feel like? This, and some of you haven't even dreamed about any of this. Google images of safaris, right? This is a real picture. This is not enhanced in any way. When I came across this picture, I read about it. The person who took it was actually on a safari, and this was a picture that they took completely unenhanced. I'm fascinated with elephants. I don't know, I was kind of thinking, what would the luxury African safari look like? I kind of thought it looked something like this. Right? I kind of like the idea of this being instead of a tent, maybe it was more of a luxury type of safari. What about seeing animals in the wild through the eyes of your children? What else do you want to do? Have you ever seen a hot air balloon, this kind of an event? It's amazing. I have. All the balloons are laying flat on the grass, and you've got to get there before the sun comes up. Literally, this one's in Snowmass. I was actually here, and the balloons are laying flat on the grass, and you can hear the helium. You can hear it light up. And it's this sound that's almost deafening as each of these balloons ignites and they begin to fill them with just this helium, and they begin to lift off the grass, and pretty soon they begin to lift, the balloons lift off the grass, and they fill and they fill and they fill and they fill, and when they get full enough, they begin to lift to the sky, and it is really amazing. It gives you goosebumps. This is actually Le Mont de Michel, and it's France, right? I thought it wasn't real. I actually had to look this up and say, what the heck is this? Is it real? I want to see this in my lifetime sometime. Do you want to ride a camel? I do. I do. Some of you on this Zoom have, and actually it inspired me. I saw Brian Truong's pictures of recently going to Dubai, and images of riding a camel, and the pictures were absolutely gorgeous. How about this fuzzy face? Do you want to pet this fuzzy little nose? I know some of you do. Venice. What about this? I have never been to Venice. Have you? Some of you have. I haven't. It's on my bucket list, and I loved this picture. This was just the most beautiful, vibrant picture that I saw. What about Cinque Terre? Another place in Italy. I have been here. It is amazing. I want to go back, and I want to take these types of pictures, and I want to create memories for my future. This is Playa de Amor, right? How do you get down in here? I was fascinated. I had to see exactly how do you get in here. You should see the aerial shots of this, you guys. Look it up. What about Santorini? What about Greece? My son Skylar is going for Yacht Week. He's going to Greece, and that's something we've always done in our family. We've dreamed of the places that we've wanted to go. If you can see it, you can have it. I can just go on and on about every single one of these images. How about a cruise? Do you want to see through the eyes of your children before they get too old to not experience this? Something like this. Is this what it looks like for you? I never got to go on a Disney cruise, but I know my son loved Disneyland. We had annual passes. These were memories that we created together. How about dog sledding? Through the eyes of your children, right? I have been dog sledding. This is an incredible adventure. The Maldives, another place I want to go. I hope you guys aren't getting sick of this yet, because I could go on with this forever, because it is incredible. Boats. How do you feel about boats? Do you like being on the ocean? Do you want to be on a lake? Do you want to be out there? Do you want to water ski? Do you want to jet ski? Do you want to fish? Do you want to catch a marlin? I've caught a 100-pound marlin. It is an experience that I want to live again. I do love boats. I love being on the ocean. Here's my dream. Here it is, the Miss Fab. And I'm thinking not one helicopter pad, but two, right? Because I want enough room for you. I want a deck on my yacht that looks something like this, right? Are you dreaming about this stuff? Are you taking time to think about it? Or have you forgotten about what life could look like if you could go anywhere, if you could do anything? That's the deck that I want. And this is me. I'd have to cut my hair to look like this. I just see myself relaxing and enjoying and just sticking my toe in the water. And this is an image that I see because I think about coming to get you to join me. And I see bringing you to my yacht someday. And these are the crazy kind of dreams. You guys think I dream too big. I sometimes think you dream too small. If you can visualize it, you absolutely can have it. How many of you have gone out there and test drove your Lexus? How many of you want a Lexus, but you haven't been to the dealership? You haven't taken pictures with the car that you want. You haven't gotten inside and visualized yourself behind the wheel and smelled the leather and thought about it. Close your eyes and think about that. Visualize it. You can have it. This is a car I've always wanted. Don't laugh. It's a Fiat. I think this would be fabulous. Look at the rattan seats. Are you serious? This is the cutest thing, and I just can't decide if I want it in Miriam blue or red. But I saw it in pink the other day, and I'm like, oh my gosh, there's my car. And I literally chased it down. And I thought, oh my gosh, I got to put it in my slideshow. So I had to go on the internet and actually find this picture. I think this is the cutest little car ever. And I just think it would be super fun to have this. And I don't see why not. Why can't you have your dream car? This is actually my dream car. I just don't visualize myself pulling up at an RRP with it, but someday maybe, right? Someday maybe. This is my dream car. What does your dream car look like? What does it look like, right? And many of you know I will not stop short of the vision of having a jet, the ability to fly anywhere, do anything. I don't know if you guys can see me right now, but I am just so lit up. I have goosebumps when I look at pictures like this, right? And you know what? I came here for $500 or $1,000 a month. I did not come here thinking that I would ever have something like this, you know, and you know what? Maybe I won't, but I'll never know if there's a possibility if I'm not visualizing it every single day. So we are at the beginning of the month, and all these things, you guys, I want to encourage you, put them on your dream board. You don't even have to print any of this. You can actually go on the internet, download some slides, put them on a folder, just open up that folder and look at it every day. What does it look like for you? That's what my vision looks like. And I can just go on and on. There's many, many more pictures. Pictures of the vegetable garden that I want to have someday. Pictures of the ranch. You guys, you get the idea, but I just think it's so, so important to dream. And I wanted to take you down the dream that I have. All of it starts with getting started right. And I want to talk about this right now because we are at the beginning of the month. This is a big month for us. This is the month of our national convention. We've got to get this month started right. And because many of us will be in St. Louis, we're going to be missing a few vital days of our business. So we want to definitely get out there, get this month started right. And part of this, I want you to look at this through two eyes. I want you to look through this with the set of eyes that you're getting somebody new started. We had lots and lots of new starts last month. So you're either a leader on the Zoom this morning and you're looking at getting, you know, somebody or some people on your team started right. But also for those of you that have been around for a while, you are getting started right every single month. You're starting over every single month. I end the month. It's 10 o'clock Pacific Standard Time for us here on the West Coast. And as soon as my month is over, I sit down, I make sure I've got the month planned before the month begins. I visualize and I do all the steps that you're going to see right now in getting my month started right. So the getting started right call for our new brand partners is I want to simplify this because so many people say, you know, how do we do this? How do we get somebody started right? So that getting started right call that you're going to be doing with your new team or for yourself, because you're going to start over every single month and get yourself started right, looks like this. So if you're taking somebody before this getting started right call, they should have the list. I have it here, number one on the list. Number one for me on the call is the why. But before somebody comes to the call, you want them to have a list. And one of the things I say to people all the time, if I'm doing a sit down and I'm talking to someone who's thinking about doing this business, I always tell them, you know, think about it. Who do you know? If you got results like these, who do you know that would want these kinds of results? I get them thinking. They're not even in the business yet, but I want them to be in thinking. I want to start planting those seeds because one of the things we're going to need when they get started with us is this that list together. The other thing too on that sit down, I never forget to say this to people, and I want to give you this little nugget as well. I always tell that person that I'm talking to, you know, if you're thinking about doing this business, don't go out and start talking to all your friends about it because I want to have the opportunity to coach you so that you don't make the mistakes that we all made, right? I want to make sure that I coach you. So they're going to come to that call with a list. I love doing these with Zoom. I love seeing people face to face. And whenever I do a getting started call right or getting started right call, I always invite either the person that sponsored the person onto that call if I'm doing it for them, or one or two other people. So while I'm doing a getting started right call, I want to be able to teach a couple other people how to do this. So this starts with the list, right? So they come to the call. Your new brand partner will come to the call with the list. So if you've been around for a while and this is not you doing your getting started right call or doing it for someone else, you should be having your list. If you started this month without combing through your list, revamping your list, reorganizing your list, getting your list tight, You've got your Class A prospects up on your board from last month. You're ready to go with your follow-up with them, and you know who you're prospecting, and you've got your list ready, then this is the time to do it. Take some time today. It's already the 4th of the month. So on this call, one of the first things I want to talk about is why. Why, Miriam, for you? One of the things I say, and this is definitely a very important piece, it's not in here, so write this down. I ask that new person, if you could talk to me all the time or anytime, how often do you want to talk to me, right? I don't want to feel like a nuisance. I don't want to feel like I'm trying to track my brand partner down. I don't want to feel like I'm calling them every day, bugging them. I want to know what they want. How does it look to them, right? Around their schedule. What are the hours that they work? Why are you here? If you had all the time and all the money in the world, what would you do? Where would you go? What would it look like? Are you here for $500, $1,000 a month? You guys, $500 a month is life-changing for most people. It's the difference between paying a mortgage and not paying a mortgage in a lot of cases, right? To make $500 a month in residual income, you would have to have $72,000 in the bank at 5% interest. Guys, it's a lot of money. So I talk about that, right? And they'll say, what would an extra, let's start with that. You want to make an extra $500 a month? Let's get that. We can do that. Do you want to make your money back? Why are you here? Get them to dream again. What's the goal for the first 30 days? Incidentally, this is right in the Success Planner. I talk to them about duplication and I tell them, I'm going by the Success Planner. If they have it already in their kit, then we're going to look at it, right? Pages 4 and 5. But I want to simplify this so that it's really simple. So what is the goal in the first 30 days? Where are we going? We're going to help them fast start qualify, get their first 3 brand partners, get their first 9 customers. Some people are just great customer getters. We know there's extra bonuses. We want to help them run for that. Is this something they want to do, right? We're going to get 2 parties on the books. And some of you know that when I train on this, I don't even call them parties. I say, let's put 2 dates on the calendar. Sometimes a new person gets really tied up in this, booking 2 parties, right? It sounds like they've got to clean their house. And what if nobody comes? And there's a lot of fear associated with it. Just grab some people. Doesn't matter. 2, 3, 4, 5 people, 10 people. Let's call everybody Let's get some people over and book 2 parties. I talk about the product prospecting system and the wait list, right? If they have their product, how to get the bottles out and how to get them back, right? If they don't have their kit yet, I explain this process of how to get the bottles out and how to get them back when they get their kit. Because with a brand new brand partner, I'm going to talk to a brand new brand partner every day, every other day, right? I'm going to be helping them through the process. But on the Getting Started Right call, we want to keep it simple, because once we leave this call, then we want to have some clear direction on what they're going to do next. So let's put 2 dates on the calendar. We explain that we're going to get the bottles out and get them back, but since they don't have their product yet, I'm going to teach them how to work their prospects and how to talk to their prospects about getting those people on the wait list. And I'm going to give them some coaching. I'm going to talk about that too in a couple minutes, and coaching them how to invite to their get together at their house, right? And I want to beat the box. I want to get on this call with them within the first 48 hours of the time that they get signed up in the business. I want to get this done quickly. They don't need a brand partner kit to get started. They don't need their brand partner kit or their products to make money. And I know that I can get a check in a new brand partner's hand before they even get their product. And so time is of the essence, guys. We have only so much time to help them get these first fast start qualifying bonuses. And so I'm going to do that. I'm going to coach them also on that. A new start checklist is important, okay? So the new start checklist is something that I make sure that I've done with my new brand partner with immediately. Does a new brand partner actually need their website to get into action? No, but I want to make sure that they know where their website is, their username and password. And if I'm Zooming with them, I can share my screen and I can show them their website, right? And I can say, familiarize yourself with your website. This is where people will go, right? Make sure they know their username and password, and make sure they know where the online training is, and come up with a date. Maybe it's a week out when they can get this done. I also tell them it's only an hour. Your completion date for this, doesn't really need to take much time at all, because if you sat down and did the whole thing all at once, it would only take about an hour. So it's important to tell them that, because sometimes it looks ominous. There's 10 different modules there in the new brand partner training. So make sure that you've loaded them up with the before and after pictures. Opt into the text blast, meet their support team, make sure, and actually this is really great to do with three-way calling, right? So if you help somebody meet the team when you do the game plan with somebody, if you're doing a Zoom and you have a couple of the upline, just pop in and say hi at their convenience. Say, I'm going to be doing this for the next hour. If you're free during this hour, can you just pop in and say hi, right? And meet face-to-face the new brand partner. It's really powerful. You're teaching the new brand partner that how we use Zoom. And if you do it on a three-way call, you're also showing a new brand partner how we do this. So this checklist does not necessarily need to be done on your getting started right call, because I have done this thousands and thousands and thousands of getting started right calls, or fast start game plan calls, or doing a game plan call, however you want to call it, for somebody new, and it's confusing to them. So the most important thing is to keep this very, very simple. So, for anyone here that's been around a while, do you have new before and after photos to put on your phone? When's the last time you've done your online training? Do it again. Do it through the eyes of a new brand partner. See what it is that someone will see when they go and do this. I do this every couple of months. I'll do the online training over again, because I want to sharpen my axe. I want to know what my new brand partners are doing, right? Make sure they have a next step document, or show them where it is. If you're Zooming, share your screen, show them the next step document. That's a great little cheat sheet that someone can carry around in their purse, or you can take a picture of it and have it right there on your phone, so that a new person has the pricing right there in front of them. And it's very, very easy to learn the pricing, but they can pull it up and they can show the pricing to someone. They can turn around and show them. It's a tool, a visual that's really great, and it's a great way to learn the pricing. Make sure that somebody knows when the next market party is. If you've got a market party in your area, when that is, make sure that you invite them out. Some of you have already brought them to a market party. That's how you prospected them, but also the next regional event, right? So that they know. So this is a checklist just for you to make sure that you've done a few of these things. Not all of these things are done on the game plan call, but you are going to be talking to your new brand partner every day, every other day. So to keep this super simple, if you've got this checklist handy, then you'll know, have I taken them to their website? Because on the game plan call, the most important thing, and I'm going to go back here, the most important things here are knowing why they're doing the business. The why is their boss, right? It's what keeps their head in the game. It's what keeps us from, if you can help somebody focus on their why, or when they start to get discouraged in any way, you can bring them back to their why. It's an important tool, an important piece. And if you're only focusing on the goals for the first 30 days, which are, I'm going to get to that in a second, how we get these goals done, is here on the parties, right? Booking the 2 parties and really working right here with the person, because when you get off the phone with them, the clear direction for a new brand partner is very important. And if it's confusing and complicated, they won't do it. They'll be overwhelmed. So the most important things here is to coach them, right? So you've got the 2 RRPs scheduled. You have talked to them about getting the bottle out, and you've coached them on how to fill up their wait list. Then when they get off the phone, they can start making those calls. They can start inviting to their party, and they can start inviting people to want to use the product when they have it, so that when they get their product, they know exactly where the product's going to go. And those are the two most important things when they get off the call with you. So they know what to do and they know how to do it. You know, hey, having some people over, I'm really excited. I've got something I want to share with you. Tuesday night, you can make it, right? Teach them to clear the date first. What are you doing Tuesday? What are you doing Tuesday night? Nothing. Why? Oh my gosh, you're doing something now. I'm having some people over, having my favorite people. I've got something I'm dying for you to see. You can make it, right? I'm celebrating. You can invite with your why. Look, I finally found a way for, you know, if I was single mom back when I had my son Skylar and it was just the two of us, I found a way. I really found a way for Skylar and I to, you know, make some income on the side, for us to, you know, move into a bigger place and really to go to Disneyland this summer or whatever it is. And I'm celebrating, and I'd love you to come and take a look at what I'm doing. It would mean the world to me if you'd come and support me, right? So giving them clear direction on how to do that and what to do. So that New Start checklist, real important to get through those things. And these are the action steps. So I'll explain to the new brand partner, and for every one of you guys, this is it. These are our action steps for this month. And really right now, this first week of the month, we've got to key in on doing these things and getting these things done. This A activity really is where we're going, right? And this first week of the month, as I was starting to say, this first week of the month is the time we have to double up our activity, because we're going to be taking off, a lot of us, to St. Louis. And so we've got to press in and do twice as much activity in the first 2 weeks, 3 weeks of the month before we go to St. Louis. So if someone has a starter pack, and I'll explain this to the new person. And for those of you guys that are not new, these are your activities. These are the activities that make us money. I'll tell them, one, what if you just met with one person a week, grabbed a coffee with one person a week, did a Zoom with one of your friends once a week, and you just talked a little bit about what you were doing, and you showed some pictures, or you showed a video, and you just talked about how excited you were. That would be 4 exposures in the course of the first 30 days. If you took your bottle of eye serum and you took it with you and you showed some pictures to one person a day, 5 days a week for the month, walk next door, talk to your neighbor, talk to all the neighbors on your block, go out and get your mail, grab one of your neighbors, say, listen, I just started a project with an anti-aging company, billion-dollar anti-aging company. Part of my new job is to get 20 eye serum photos, before and after photos. Can I borrow your eyes for the next 15 minutes, right? This takes no time at all. If you did one a day, that would be 20 exposures. If you had 2 RRPs, 2 times in the month that you had a couple people over to your house and you had 5 people come to each of those 2 parties, that would be 10 exposures. And you had 3 bottles of night cream. You are new. You're keeping 1 for yourself in that starter pack. 3 of those bottles you get to hand out, right? Those 3 bottles could have 12 exposures. 3 this week, 3 next week, 3 the following week, 3 the 4th week. That's 12 people that could try the night cream, right? And I'm going to coach them how to pique interest. And I'm going to say, if this was the activity that you did, because I want a new person. I want every person on this Zoom to see, you know, what would it take? This is very little, very, very little time. You could do this in the cracks and crevices. Matter of fact, some of this you can do from the cubicle to the bathroom while you're at work, right? Easy, easy. Text a couple pictures. If you were able to do this, that would be 46 exposures. Would you have some customers? Would you have some brand partners? Yes, you would. You absolutely would, right? And so what if you slipped up and only did this 50% of the time, 23 exposures? Yes, you'd still have customers. You'd definitely have brand partners. And then of course from here, it's follow up, follow up, follow up, and it's following up with your new brand partner. How did it go? Tell me what you're doing. How was your experience today? What happened? Oh my gosh, you said that, I said that too. Okay, let's tweak that a little bit, because it's brainstorming with your new person. It's helping them, letting them get their feet wet, coming back, brainstorming how we can do it better, and helping them. If you're following up with your new brand partner, they're following up with their people, because you're helping them, you're reminding them of what they're doing. And if those of you that are out there doing A activities, and this isn't about you taking a new brand partner through this, follow up, follow up, follow up. Many of you were on my Zoom. I did a whole Zoom on following up recently. If you're local, our regional event is this Saturday, and these are two of the best. Puya and Silverfish, both. These guys are on fire. They're young. They're out there making it happen. And I had a talk with Puya the other day on the phone, and this guy has taken his game to the next level. If you are local, you do not want to miss this. It's in Long Beach. It goes just from 10 to 2. Come early, mix and mingle, and get to know the people around you. Many of us have regionals this weekend. Whatever region you're in, don't miss a regional. Every single month, one Saturday a month, guys. Invest in your business, invest in your future. Here we are, 17 days to go, right? 17 days to go to the number one thing that you could do for your future in the year 2017. And I say it just like that. When I'm at an RRP, when I'm at a market party, when I'm talking to a perfect stranger, I say, what are you doing? July 20th, 21st, 22nd, what are you doing? Well, what do you mean, what am I doing? Oh my gosh, have you heard of a product or a company called Nerium? You have to come to the national convention. The number one thing that you could do in your life in the year 2017 is come, because this is life-changing. There's nothing that you can do for your business in this year that can change the complexion, that can give you any one of those visuals that I showed you earlier on this Zoom. Every single one of us can get to Cinque Terre. You can get to Santorini. You can get that vegetable garden you always wanted. You can get that new puppy. I don't care what it is. Whatever it is that you want, you can pay off that debt. You can pay that mortgage. You can have a bigger house. Anything that you want. But it all starts with this. And you know what? So many of us, we make the decision for other people. We say, oh, I'm afraid to even talk to Julie because I know she can't afford it. You know what? She can't afford not to. And I do not know what I would have done had somebody not put a bottle of Nerium in my hand. I do not know what I would have done had somebody not gotten out of their comfort zone and called me 3 separate times and said, you have got to look at this. Come meet me for coffee. You guys, this business takes getting out of your comfort zone. And this business, it's the greatest feeling in the world when you get out of your comfort zone and you begin to master this business. And this Get Real promo that I'm doing, guys, if you're coming to St. Louis, if you recruit 2 PCs or 2 brand partners before you Get Real, if you're coming to Get Real, you are invited. I'm having a lovely breakfast in my suite. It's going to be an incredible time to mix and mingle. We're going to recognize the people that have gone out there and really made something happen and gotten their business moving and watch the magic happen. And this is going to be a fun time that we all get together. So I put this little promotion in place. It's going to be a fabulous time. I don't know yet whether it will be Friday or Saturday, but you definitely, we'd love to have you there. So let's go out there and get qualified to come. And last but not least, Epic, our breakouts. Guys, don't take this for granted. I had so many people last year who came to this event when we did this the first time, and there were so many people that were there, and I had people coming up to me saying, oh my gosh, I almost didn't come to this. Oh my goodness, I know it was a little bit of extra money to invest to be here with our team, our Epic team. All of us are part of a huge team here at Nerium, but this is our intimate team. It's not so intimate because there's thousands and thousands of us, but we get together, and I can't tell you the relationships that I've made with people cross-line, leaders that are cross-line that have helped me. I've been able to pick up the phone. I've been able to call people all over the country and say, hey, can you help me with a prospect I have somewhere? What you're gonna see here is amazing. You can't decide for someone else whether or not they can afford this. Everybody should be here, guys. It is going to be epic. It's going to be an amazing event. So this is Thursday morning from 8:30 to 11. You will get out early enough to get into the event, which starts at noon. There'll be a whole hour there, but come be part of this. It's a few extra dollars to attend, you guys. If there's any hardship and anyone can afford to come to this, please let us know. We're happy to help. And then on Sunday, we'll be doing a wrap up. These are breakout sessions, 9 to 1. We're going to do a recap. We're going to make sure that you haven't gotten confused with all the amazing information, drinking from a fire hose for 3 days. And we're going to help you solidify this and give you really what the next steps are, the action steps to leaving there strong and running and blowing up your business. And we'll be there to answer any questions and to really help you guys. But you guys, we've gone over. I usually keep the Zoom to about 30 minutes, but this is such a special day. And as I've been really thinking and really planning out my future and really visualizing, I did not want to miss sharing it with you, because every single thing you've ever wanted lies right outside your comfort zone. If you go and do it, if you master your excuses, if you do all the little simple things, show the pictures, talk to people. So many of us are going to be at events today. Use this as a time where you really get to talk to people about what you're doing. Show up and be excited about it with that big, huge smile on your face. And when you ask people about them and you find out about them, they're going to ask about you. And that's when I say, come to mama, because now I get a chance to talk to you about what I'm doing, and I get a chance to change your life. And you guys, there's so many people that are looking for what it is that we have here. Go out there and make the magic happen. And I want you to, when you hear the fireworks tonight, every time you hear that crack and that pop go and you see that firework, I want you to visualize that thing that you want for your life. I want that to signal for you what you want to have happen here. And I promise you can have every single thing that you've ever dreamed of. So I'm going to wrap up by saying, in all that you do, show up and be fabulous. Love you guys.
Thanks, Aana.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That was awesome, Aana. Thank you.
Aana.
Happy 4th.
Happy 4th.
Everybody, have a great
Love you, Aana.
Thank you, Aana.
Love you, Aana Camp.
Love you, Aana.
And you guys all rock
Thanks,
for being
Aana.
here on 4th of July. You all rock for being here. Thanks, Aana.
We're such a great group. We just love each other. We can't help it.
Happy 4th, everybody.
Happy 4th.
15 different tables, maybe more, throughout the whole restaurant. One girl, one busboy. Everybody's mad. They all feel it's all her fault, you know.
Yeah.
It's not. It's a surprise, and everybody's, you know, upset about their.
I don't want to hear you. Please sign off. Bye, Aana.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Hi, Aana.
Please don't shut up.
You guys sitting around here looking like you're hungry. You know, you saw me eating that toast.